Listen, have you ever asked yourself, what does a 6'4" embodiment of perfection look like? Who's going to boost your 3-cost cards to the moon? Meet the Chad, the Herald of Galactus, the Silver Surfer. Look, if being made of complete metal isn't badass enough for you, he also rides a surfboard in space. The Silver Surfer is a card that is versatile. He's combo busting fun, and best of all, he's very consistent, making even the weakest of decks explosive. Look, I played him for like 12 hours, and the guy can fit into virtually any deck. You name it. Discard, On Reveal, Devil Dinosaur, Patriot Decks, Move Decks, Water types. On today's video, I've got not 1, not 3, but 6 different decks for you today, ranging from Pool 1 all the way to Pool 3, using Pool 4 and 5 cards to show you how to get the most value and consistent play from the Silver Surfer. We start with the Herald of Galactus himself, the MVP, a guy who's never been told no a day in his life. Bottom line, he is a fun card to play. If combos are your thing and late game surprises, you'll be smiling from ear to ear as your opponent watches his animation bring nothing but sweet defeat to their eyes. The Surfer gives these guys exactly what they need. 3-cost cards have strong abilities, but they need some more power. Now, obviously, he's best played towards the end of the game to A, get as many 3-cost cards out on the board, but also surprise the opponent to win as many cubes as possible. Let's break it down by archetype. Here are 3-cost cards that I think benefit the most from the Surfer himself, and which ones you're going to want to play depending on the decks you like to use. Now, obviously, On Reveal is going to be his best friend. There's so many different 3-cost cards that get massive value from the Surfer. Now, I do have a couple cards that aren't 3-cost that work, obviously, as well. We've got Storm and Juggernaut for a perfect control option with On Reveal abilities. The powerful Polaris and Maximus. Thor and Lockjaw work great together. Lockjaw, in fact, is a fantastic one that we'll talk about a lot today. The Brew just power spikes in value with the Surfer on the board. We've got Rogue that can now meet the power of Enchantress if you want to play her. Nakia is no longer worthless. She can boost your cards and have some value on the board. And then, of course, Wolfsbane is awesome because you get an immense amount of power, and then you just add to that with the Surfer. Next up, if ongoing is your thing, we've got plenty of cards that give power to other cards, but have the con of not a lot of power themselves. Cerebro, Patriot, and Mystique are all great options. They used to be, if you didn't get the right pulls, kind of useless in your hand at the time, but the Silver Surfer makes them much more viable. If you like Destroyer decks, Cosmo, Captain America, and the Punisher all work great, and then they also get the bonuses from Spectrum. There's just a lot of combinations with ongoing, but it also works with move decks and discard. Let's hop to those. Discard decks happen to have a lot of love with the 3-cost cards. We've got discard options like Swordmaster, Lady Sif, and Moon Knight that all get great value in 2 birds and 1 stone now, with already the benefit of extra power. You're going to add to that with the Surfer. Gambit, who is just a lethal weapon in this game, gets an additional 3 power if he's on the board, and Lockjaw as well to siphon out the discarded cards will also get some nice power. Hell, even move decks are going to benefit from the Surfer himself. Cards like Doctor Strange now get a little bit of a boost. You can supercharge your Vulture to even crazier power levels, and he actually works across the board. Looking at destroyed decks, there's not as many options, but Killmonger will appreciate the extra power bonus. Deathlock, who you definitely want to use as a finisher onto Bucky Barnes, will get that extra power as well. And then Venom, if you want to play him on the board, is never a bad decision. Or boost up your cards and have Venom eat them all. Doesn't matter, Silver Surfer is going to deliver. Now, with the benefit of the Silver Surfer being a Season Pass card, we're going to go ahead and quickly show you guys a Pool 1 and Pool 2 deck and then get to the good stuff. In Pool 1, nothing crazy, just add him to an on-reveal deck that already works so well. He's going to instantly give you some nice value, and we're going to focus on capitalizing with cards like Captain America and Odin. And then as for Pool 2, this one is a banger. I do love him in Devil Dinosaur, but Move is very strong in Pool 2. You can shut down lanes and move cards over to Storm's location and boost them all up together. We have Groot, believe it or not, in the deck to go ahead and be followed up after Storm rather than Jessica Jones in this specific build. We have Hulkbuster, who you don't even have to play on multiple man. You can play him on his own lane, and he'll be a 3/7. Now let's move on to the Pool 3 options. This is where things get absolutely crazy. But I do implore you guys, I want you guys to get creative. Again, slot him into the decks that you use, as he truly fits into most decks in Snap. But I'm going to start out with what's one of my favorites. It's the Surfing Dog and Dino. Now, with this deck, you're going to see plenty of options and matches today with me playing, and you're going to see all the win conditions that it has. but our focus is going to be on boosting up the Devil Dinosaur and using Silver Surfer. We've got multiple win conditions in the deck. Quinjet is there not only if you choose to use Thanos, but also Moon Girl by cloning the Silver Surfer. You can play them for far more cheap. We have Ironheart and then Mystique to go ahead and copy Devil Dinosaur. If you have Agent Coulson, you can make him work and slot him into the deck as well. Go with the Trusted Sunspot Infinite combo if you happen to have She-Hulk. There are just plenty of ways to win with this deck, and it's one of my favorites. Now, let's all be honest. I know why you clicked on the video. It's how do we combine Mr. Negative and the Surfer, get the two Chads together to make a broken deck, and it's going to happen. You guys are going to see in matches in this video just how busted this deck is, and then you combine Sarah to even make a crazier combo. Clearly, as you see, pretty much all of the cards in this deck are going to benefit from the Mr. Negative effect, but they also get some massive upgrades with the Silver Surfer. We've got Wong and Mystique for the combo, Absorbing Man for our backup for the Surfer, and then, of course, Iron Man and Sarah to really boost up the consistency of the deck. Now, you can play this deck without Psylocke and try to slot in Domino. Curve is not that important in this particular build as you get a huge explosive late game play. Now, I don't have the card on my main account, but I can tell you that Bast, whatever her name is, added to this deck is even more filthy. It's like a numerical option that's going to be probably tamed down. There's no way it lasts. It's so damn strong. Essentially, looking at all these cards, giving them 3 power is pretty much a pro for most of them. Add that into the Silver Surfer extra power as well, and it's just completely crazy. Let's continue to the Patriot. This was the first couple of hours that I played with the Surfer, and he completely fits in with what you're trying to do against Cyclops. Not only gets the power of the Patriot, but also now our boy who's been done so wrong is going to get the benefit of the Silver Surfer. We have cards like Bishop that it's going to be nice to boost him, along with Wasp and low-cost cards like Shocker. The Brood, who's going to get not only the Silver Surfer bonus, but also from the Patriot. Wong is an absolute great addition. You can go ahead and set up the Wombo combo. And then I also have cards like White Tiger, Absorbing Man, and Magic. The longer the battle goes on, the better. You can add Ultron and a couple of those other Patriot staples, but I found that this mixture of card works best for me. Now, I know I said I had 6 decks, but here is 7. We've got the Revealing Surfer. Now, perfect scenario is playing Psylocke on 3, Sarah on 4, and then you can set up both Wong and Mystique. And then on turn 6, you get that explosive miracle play of 2 different 3-cost cards, and then a Silver Surfer that does quadruple its value. 6 freaking awesome decks. Let's go ahead and see them in action. We've got a lot of battles for you guys today. Sit back, relax. I hope you guys enjoy them, and here we go. All right, so obviously we've got to play a little Mr. Negative, right, guys? Just the combination works so well. Crazy thing about Silver Surfer is you don't even have to play Mr. Negative, but if you have Psylocke, he definitely gets a lot of value, and he's no question a very fun deck. So as you guys can see down below, this deck is full of 3-cost cards, and then we've got a lot of different win conditions kind of up our sleeve that we can run. And obviously, the sooner you can play Mr. Negative, the better. Now, first of all, you really want to look at what you pull at the beginning of the game. Having these 3 all at 0-3 isn't great. We don't get that value out of Mr. Negative, but that's okay. We still will be just fine. I really enjoy having Thanos in this deck. I'm not going to put him in every deck I play, but I like Thanos in this deck for, A, the Time Stone to get Mr. Negative out there, but all the card draw helps you once you play Mr. Negative. You're able to get those cards a little bit faster, right? All right, so it's turn 3, and honestly, we don't have a great play, right? These 3 aren't going to work. We don't have a 6-cost card. Warriors Falls, really no problem. So we're going to Storm Titan. Just in case he's got a 6 card to play, we're going to get rid of Titan. And if I had to guess, we're looking at a Galactus or a Destroy heavy deck here. The Sabretooth usually doesn't make an appearance, but look where we are now. Cool, so Mr. Negative, no question in the middle. I'll let Warrior Falls, I'll let whoever he plays there destroy him for us and get, obviously, the best benefit there. And now everything we pull is a big thing here, right? So if we play Mr. Negative, getting Wong would be our most advantageous play for us. And we can play into Wong with Mystique. And then Sarah being our next turn is just a no question huge play, allowing us to play so much into turn 6 for a big power play. Cool, so Carnage goes down, Wolverine's up. Still really feeling like it could be Galactus here. And I've got to say, if it is Galactus, he's in for a rough time, man. We got our Wong. We're going to place Sarah into Warrior Falls. Just in case he has Galactus here. Doesn't look like he does, so he's going to plan B. Maybe this was built to be a Galactus deck, and then it just wasn't. So we did place Sarah, and we can now just have our combo, right? This is where things get nutty. This is where you combine Mr. Negative with the power of Sarah. I think Mr. Negative is going to be a problem. Again, I've said it before. Long-term in the game, I just don't see how he's going to make it. Because how do you give a card high power, high cost, low power, high cost, and it swaps? And look at this. We have a 1-3 Brood, a 1-4 Wong, 1-1 Psylocke. I mean, dude, good God, right? Good God, guys. Cool. So let's set ourselves up, right? We're gonna put Brood on. We're gonna put Brood left side, Wong in the middle, Mystique to follow Wong to double that up, and Silver Surfer. So Silver Surfer is gonna give the Broods 1 billion points. He's gonna give Mystique a good amount as well, and then we've got Storm that's gonna get all that benefit as well. I don't think he's going to be able to beat this man, and this is where things work out pretty good. The Ironheart's not a bad play there either because you get the double reveal, and you get a lot of value on Ironheart as well. But because of that Brood Pole being a 1-3, it's nasty. It's completely nasty. So he's going middle lane. That was kind of what he was hoping to win. Our Broods are going to no question beat that 19, which is just a silly statement to even say at this point. And here you go. What a way to start out the battles, guys. Just Mr. Negative at his fullest power potential. There's one. That's going to be 18. How about again for 27? And 2 more laps around the sun. The Giga Chat's going to help us out. Look at that power swing on turn 6. It's the Silver Surfer Miracle deck, and it's very, very, very strong. Very strong. If you like Mr. Negative, there's a lot of other cards you could play into, but this is just one of them. I mean, come on, guys. After that last battle, how do we not do another one, right? So we've got our opening hand, everything we could possibly ask for. Psylocke, we got our Mr. Negative, we got some sick variants, and we're going to go to the next turn. The only negative, with the pun intended, is for Mr. Negative is that you're not going to have a huge couple opening turns. If that really bothers you, if it gets your goat, then play Domino. If not, then, you know, you can go ahead and just have such a huge finish at the end either way that it's not that big of a deal. So we're set up for legit complete success at this point. We can play our Psylocke in the Mojo world, and the next turn we're going to be able to play Mr. Negative. So, you know, really couldn't ask for more here. We could play the Wong early too, which if we were to get Mystique, not a terrible idea. We'll see if we get Silver Surfer or Ironheart to help us. And we got Storm. So, cool. Let's go ahead and play our guy down now. I'm going to throw him in Mojo World because we don't get a huge con to playing into Mojo World. And the Sarah finish allows us to play so many 3 costs at once, so we should be okay there. If this is Wolverine, no, it's Venom. Okay. I was expecting maybe we see another Galactus, but nope. All right, 14 Venom. We'll have to keep track of that. We got our 03 Silver Surfer. This just looks so cool. I wish when you blew this up, it would show it in its negative version. This is pretty cool down here. What a good card. What a good looking card. I actually like the base variant more than the Season Pass one. Okay, so turn 4. We have a couple options. Setting up really our lane that we're not expecting to get a lot of power in would be the left one. And then we'll play Sarah next turn, and then it's kind of GG from there. We'll play Wong left. Sarah most likely in the middle. Oh my god, this is gonna be... Guys, if we get Mystique, this is gonna be so filthy. Because we can we can just play... at this point, it'd be Mystique followed by Silver Surfer followed by Ironheart. Or Ironheart then Silver Surfer for just like such a ridiculous power. I'm gonna play Sarah middle. Don't retreat, Josie. Keep it there for the content. Keep it there for the content. Now he has Wolverine. Wasn't expecting that. Was really hoping that was Mystique. All right. Either way, this is going to be fun. We're going to go Iron Man. Ironheart is tempting not to play on the other side. Oh my gosh. All right, let's go with this, huh? I think this is a bit overkill. This is a bit overkill, but it works. The only thing is we'll do it Ironheart. Storm, Ironheart, Silver Surfer. This is insane. This is why I love Mr. Negative 2. He's just so dang fun. I'm not going to snap. I want to make sure that he stays in here. He's just such a fun card. We're not even going to overcommit on Baxter building. We don't have to. You get the 05 Iron Man. The Mystique would have been even better. The Broods are going to pump. That right lane's going to just be freaking the Arnold Schwarzenegger of lanes on the right side from the Giga Chad Silver. Scanning away. We get double scans. We get the Silver Surfer boosting up both the left lane. One more time around the sun. And there you go. If we had Mystique, that would have been the most comical finish. All right, guys. So we've got our next deck, and it is on reveal. Now, this one is going to be for those that have a lot of the more powerful on reveal cards. And I've left out Thanos and some other cards that you guys might not have. My deck does have Absorbing Man. You don't have to have them. But the idea of this deck, as we get a free Brood play, is that if everything works out perfectly, you want to play Psylocke on turn 3, followed by Sarah on turn 4. Then you could play both Wong and Mystique on 5. And then you've got this giant turn 6 power play. You could play a couple 3-cost cards, followed by a Silver Surfer for some insane freaking value. And the fact that we have the Brood already out there with his Broodlings or her Broodlings, we're looking pretty good. All right, so it's turn 2, and we really don't need to play anything this turn. Psylocke wouldn't be a bad idea. We don't have Sarah to kind of know about our Psylocke. I'm going to play her now, just in case we do pull Wong on our next pull. But, you know, you could save her for the next turn if we wanted to. And we got Maximus. So we're looking at a Wave, Wolfsbane, and Maximus play. We're going to hang on to the Silver Surfer, obviously. And with the 2 extra power, definitely nice to have that. Wolfsbane is no question going to be our play. We'll play and show our hand very early on the left side. I have no problem doing that just because we have so much potential power. He's got Wolverine, so most likely we're messing with a Galactus. Galactus, again, is a lot like Destroyer, right? Like, you know when he's coming, in my opinion. Now that I've gotten the chance to play him a lot. So, freaking, it's a 3s party. We didn't get Mystique or Wong or Sarah. We just have 3s flying out here. And I suppose that's not terrible, but goodness gracious. So we can go ahead and pull either the Bucky or Wolverine because we go first into the middle and mess up whatever he's trying to do on the left side. Looks like he was going to destroy that either way. And if it was Galactus, we would have really benefited from that as well. But this now is obviously looking like a Destroyer deck instead. And so let's see what we've got. So turn 5, we've got a few options. We could play Wong and then next turn play Silver Surfer. And possibly another 3-drop, obviously. If we do that, we're going to get huge benefit on the left side. And I would have a hard time thinking he can also win the middle. I think we are good to go. He'll probably play Destroyer on the right side, giving us really the easy path to victory here. Let's see who he fills out the middle lane with. It's Professor X. Definitely makes it a bit more tricky. But I think we're still fine, if I'm being honest. I think we might still be okay. We'll go Maximus, Silver Surfer. So this would put us at... This would put Maximus, right, at a 13. That's 17 to his Destroyer's 15. And then we would win the left lane. Yeah, I think we're good. Barely, but I think we're good. Luckily, the Silver Surfer's bonus really helps us. If he has the +2 from the Wakanda on his Destroyer, it's still fine. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal either way. He's going all in on the other side, so we don't even have to beat him here. And he's not going to beat what we have on the left side. Not a chance. That was very brave of him to go ahead and play that other side. Was he just trying to hope that he could get the Bucky Barnes play? I know he won in the middle, but I could have had a Blue Marvel. Wow. That was dangerous on his side, but there you go. So things didn't even go perfect. We had loads of 3-cost cards that we had plenty of value off of, and we went against what would have been a Destroyer deck and still would have come out on top. Even if he played a 17 Destroyer, we're obviously going to be winning on this lane a whole lot more. So this deck is really strong, and I think the majority of you guys can play it. The main cards you need to make it work effectively is Wong and Mystique and Sarah if you really want the total value. But again, if you happen to have Absorbing Man, you can make Odin work with Silver Surfer. There's a couple of other ideas, but this is the core one that I would run for on reveal. All right, so the last battle that we have for you guys today, which I might do another video with way more battles, but I'll announce that tomorrow. But the last one we have for you today is the Discard Lock, the Discard Silver Lock, as I like to call it. And I think this deck works. I'm still tweaking it to make it work perfectly, but I like it for several reasons. Now, we have Invisible Woman to hide our cards to not discard our silver too early. We have Lockjaw for rotations. Invisible Woman also double purposes as they think we're going to play a Hela deck. And then, again, the benefit of a discard deck is the mass amount of a ridiculous 3-cost options. Now, we have to have Apocalypse or Swarm in this deck so that we can keep on discarding it for Morbius. You've got Mystique and Morbius as a win condition. There's just a lot out there. So what I think we're going to do, we could set up like a few of what we're trying to do early on here. I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and probably Invisible Woman, Lockjaw, and set up our first couple cards out the gate. The only thing I'm a bit nervous about is losing silver. We could hide silver under Invisible Woman, but really the main purpose of Invisible Woman, I've said that word 20 times, is playing Wong safely for our last win condition in the deck, which is absolutely nutty, and that's Gambit. Now, I've got to say, you can get bad luck with the discard with Lockjaw and the rotations, but with all the 3 costs, I think it's worth it, and it takes some time to get used to how to play. Now, this is a terrible location on trying to show this deck off. So I'm a little bit bummed there. Like, if we lost silver that would and never got him back, that'd be a bummer. But we might be okay. We've got a couple plays here. We can play silver now because we have Odin to follow up on him if we need to. Or we can play sword now, but then we risk losing silver. Let's go with the silver option now. I don't like... this is just the worst. If we didn't have that, we would have been looking really good. And silver into Lockjaw is great as well. I just don't want to lose him for the purpose of this video, so we'll be a bit safer and play him under Invisible Woman. Usually I like to set up Wong. If Wong is like my next pull, I'll be a bit bummed. All right. Well, howdy day. Look at that. We got Swordmaster back either way. We got Morbius as well. And then Odin we can always do for the double 3s here. So winner, winner, right? Morbius down to get all this discard synergy would be a beautiful thing. A beautiful thing. And we really don't want to afford to lose a lot of these options. But we can always play the Lockjaw Shuffle if we so need to. I'm gonna throw Swordmaster left side. Keep him hidden. I know it's weird that there's a Lockjaw deck that we're not really playing into Lockjaw at the moment, but we're doing the safest options, right? We lost Wong. Bummer. And here we go. We're most likely going against probably a Bayro deck, so we got to kind of keep an eye for that. So let's go ahead. We don't want to play Lady Sif. We would lose our Odin. This is a no-brainer. We're going to play Morbius and Mystique back-to-back right side. And then the last turn, we can either play Odin. Let's see what we've got going on. But we can either play Odin to go ahead and activate Swordmaster twice. That's going to at least add 4. That's going to give us 8 total power on the right side. Or we could play a lot of options into Lockjaw here. And there we go. Final turn. Okay, so do we want double Silver Surfers? Let's do some power counting. Silver, that would give 12 power here. And Mystique would get power. Yeah, that's the play. That's the play. We'd even use Lockjaw in a Lockjaw Silver deck because we played the safer options. But you guys can see how this is going to get a good amount of value. Like, the double Morbius didn't come in handy because we didn't have a lot of discards happening. But we're still going to get 4, 8, and then she's going to get double boost from the silver. So that's the way to go. I love Invisible Woman. I think she's so underrated for just, like, the safety net that she provides. Like, even with that giant death, which is, like, semi-hard to beat, and playing Swordmaster after the fact, we're still good to go. We're going to get plenty of power. 19 on the left. And bam. Double cards on the right. I love Morbius and Mystique together. I love that Mystique is there for the bonuses, the silver, and for Wong. it could certainly be a bit risky, but you guys saw there we played like the safe options, and we still won. I lied. We're doing another one. I think I started the last video saying this is our last battle, but here we are doing another one. And so much so that we decided to come back around and see this beautiful location again, gracing us with its presence. You gotta be kidding me. There is a juju out there, guys, that when I make videos, I get the worst locations, or I get the people that take me to turn 5 and retreat. It just happened. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and set up our openings. We've got Invisible Woman to hide what we've got going on. He has Goose. We're going to be playing a control deck. We'll be mindful of that. Really, the only con we could run into here... Oh, if we didn't have this location, we could really screw this guy up. We had the Gambit Wombo combo. I was going to say, as long as we don't play Invisible Woman into... Okay. His Goose, which we did not. Scorpion hurt, but not too bad. We got a free Wong. I'll take it. We can't hide him under Invisible Woman, but whatever. Oh, okay. That's fine. Luckily, it's 3 costs for these, so we can put some of our discard options into that. Man, we lose our cards this next turn, huh? Like, a double Gambit out the rip just to kill both of what he has is kind of funny. Kind of chuckly. And then we can boost it up with Silver Surfer. Lockjaw in the middle, because we didn't play Lockjaw last time, is probably a decent option. I'm actually going to play Lockjaw right side, so whatever comes up will activate 2 times. And if that's a discard option, that's obviously going to be best case scenario, especially if we get like someone like Morbius. It would have been kind of chuckly. Oh, baby. He got rid of that location. Talk about... Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. And we got the Morbius. Fantastic. Okay. So, interesting here. We're going to go with Goose Morbius. This is actually worthless. We might as well control that in the middle lane. We don't need that in the left lane. And then let's make him guess with Morbius. Having Lockjaw bit us a bit because of our cards not reshuffling, because we could have easily done the Gambit followed by Odin and got rid of his entire side of the board. But because Lockjaw's going to shuffle out Gambit, we can no longer do that. Fantastic. That location closest. We're probably going to give him the middle location. Oh, dude, this guy's in for a bad day. This guy's in for a bad day. We've got the double Silver Surfer. We don't have 3-cost cards. But the double Silver, the double discard, and we've got the Morbius for the discards. Let's go with the discard option. Hopefully it targets Apocalypse. Give me the luck through the screen. Can we get the fun play? I'd like to use Silver. Maverick, I understand. He's snapping. We'll snap next turn. He's going Invisible Woman. He got that from Daily. Daredevil, turn 5. It's already turn 5. He snapped on that. Okay. And the first card out, Silver Surfer. Goodbye. No big deal. You guys saw plenty of them on this video already. Gambit goes out. Let's get a good discard option in. There goes Odin. Bummer. That would have been the play, playing Odin on top of Moon Knight there. But we have a big boy Apocalypse. And at this point, I've lost count. I think we have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times 2. Math is hard. We have 8 total for Morbius. Oh, dude. This guy's not going to have anything. Wong and Mystique and Gambit, and there's so many options here, man. Even if you lose Silver, it's just not a big deal. It's a big deal to me because I want to see the cards, but it's not a big deal otherwise. We couldn't even play Apocalypse if we wanted to, other than right side, which it would be swapped out. But if you have these cards and you enjoy discard, I think Silver is going to fit in perfectly, which is why at the beginning of the video, I was talking about how just him fitting into virtually all the decks, right? Because what's even more cracked out is that we're going to go ahead and swap Gambit out, probably get a discard option, and then, well, bam, we get another 2 power to our Morbius here. Yeah, look at that. Can you imagine if we had a Dracula, man? This Apocalypse is roided out. Fantastic. Have fun beating that. Iceman. And boom. 16 Morbius. So there you go. That's like another way this could work out if your Silver Surfer does get discarded. We would have played it a little bit different outside of Lockjaw, but you guys can see why he's so valuable in this deck, especially with Gambit, especially with Silver Surfer. You get the double bonus, and he's a 3-cost card. Winner, winner. Hopefully you guys enjoyed more battles this time around. In fact, if you did, go ahead and let me know by liking today's video. If I see enough feedback, I'll do even more battles I just don't want to scare you guys off with a super long runtime, but if you guys are enjoying it, I'll definitely consider it. Thank you guys. Have a good one. Happy snapping.